Ready? What is it? What is it, Ellie? Not sure? Is it yarn? Is it wool? You like that one, don't you? Do you want to hang it down here somewhere? Shall we find a... How about this one? Chris, that's on my video forever. You are horrible. I swear you're doing it on purpose. Lovely. What day is it today? Is it 23? Okay. 23. What's in there? Oh, it doesn't want to come out, does it? There you go. It's Father Christmas. Ooh. I'll take the rubbish. It's Father Christmas. Ah, do you like him? Nope. You want the chocolate? That is number 23. Good girl. Going in? Oh, yummy. Oh. Can I have it back, please? Thank you. Oh, look at this. Purple. Pretty. Want to touch it? You can. Okay guys, happy Vlogmas day 23. It is not a happy Vlogmas for me so far. My Swift is broken. So I set up my ball winder. It is a very, very, very cheap ball winder. It's a very, very cheap Swift. Well, I don't know how cheap they were. My parents got them for me when I was like probably 19. I'm now 28 and a half. I think they probably got it for my 19th birthday. So these guys have done their time, but I did not expect it to break. I thought it would be in as good a nick as always. Got it out of the cupboard that it lives in, and look. So you see this piece here? Well, this is supposed to be attached to it. I can't fix it. It's lost a screw or something. So this piece here, this should be on there attached. But there is still a screw in the end of, oh, I can't see, here. But it's just not attached. Oh no, not in there. It's here. That's where it's lost something. See? So I put it back on this piece here. But it needs something to attach it, like a little screw or something. But also, this piece is has been going for a long time. So now it just sags down all the time, even though I did not attach it there. Look at this. Merry Christmas. So I have this gorgeous skein of DK noodle soup yarns that I wanted to wind up. I have 3 skeins. So here was my little setup pile. I was going to have an amazing time. I was going to wind up my DK because I have a cowl that I have sort of in my head that I've half designed that I really want to write up the pattern for. I want to knit it first. I have 3 skeins of the yarn tart yarn for my Tegna, which I wanted to wind up. I have all this special Starcraft special Aran for my weekender that I wanted to wind up into centerpool. I know these are centerpool balls, but I wanted my nice cake centerpool balls because they're so much easier to knit from. Now I have no Swift and it's going to take me so much longer, and I feel really, really sad about it. This is going to go soon too. I can tell it, you know, it's been threatened for a long time. just feel like this is not a great start to... I finished gifting it in finally, and I'm finally somewhere where I'm like, I'm gonna knit for myself, yay! Pile up all my things. Like, I have my project bags ready. This was gonna hold my Tegna. This was gonna hold my cowl. I haven't used this one. This is my most recent one. And then my Yarnporium tote bag was gonna hold all of the yarn for the weekender. I'm feeling really miserable. What's wrong with my knees? This is not easy. Thanks, baby. So, do you want to take this one away? No. Take the book. Take this book. Thank you. So, this just took me 5 times the amount of time it would normally take. It is gorgeous though. You can't see it because the lighting's rubbish. Here we go. So this is noodle soup yarns in their extra fine DK, 100 grams of their extra fine DK. And it is in the death metal colourway. And I love it, and it is going to be a cowl that I have already written the pattern for, sort of. I knit half of it in some yarn that, some commercial yarn that I really wasn't in love with. If you can see all those tones in there. So quite a simple cowl pattern that I will need to write up. So that's my first thing done. Now I'm going to tackle all of that winding up. So I'm just waiting for her to go crazy because she wants my phone. But I've wound, it's way later in the day. I've been out, been to the shops, delivered some presents, wrapped some more presents, done some washing. I've wound up all of my yarn for my weekender because that was only balls into cakes. So that was super easy. I wound up my skein of DK weight yarn by stringing the skein across my lap and then winding it onto the ball winder. I'm doing the same thing with the 3 skeins of yarn from my Tegna. It's taking me ages. Here, look. That's my setup. I'm watching Tomb Raider. Ellie's about to watch Bing on my phone. We're taking a little TV break, aren't we, babes? And we're getting through the day. As soon as she goes to bed, I can get wrapping child presents. Then I'll be done. And tomorrow, we can just have a chilled out morning and then go to work. I'll go to work, finish at 10:30, but I'll get home at 10:30 and have nothing to do. Christmas starts. No crazy last minute anything. Yay! A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you will lose your heartaches. Whatever you wish for you keep. Have faith in your dreams and someday your rainbow will come smiling through. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dream that you wish will come true. We're watching Gavin and Stacey, because what is Christmas without a bit of Gavin and Stacey? There's Ellie's Christmas Eve box all ready to go. In that basket, that present just fell out, but in that basket is all the presents for Ellie from us. Try not to go too overboard this year. There is still quite a few things in there. Everything in the stocking and that one that fell on the floor. Everything in that paper. And little diddy things. There's a little like colouring book, crayons, stickers, little things like that. Fun things to play with. And we open stockings upstairs on Christmas morning. And then the rest of the basket is the toys we've got her and things we've got for Christmas. Not a ton. We're not really trying to go overboard. But I'm now sat on the sofa. Gage is watching my weekender. My back is killing me. So, chilling out. Okay, so I'm about to go to bed. Just been sat on the sofa doing a little bit of knitting after all of the wrapping. Not that much knitting, probably like less than half an hour, less than 20 minutes. I'm not sure. But I thought I'd show you Ellie's sock. This is still the first sock that I started. Mimi, you're on my needle. Mimi. Someone had a claw in my knitting. So this is Ellie's first sock. I am now starting the toe. So the toe is going to be in that blue colour. It is just a tube sock. I'm not putting a heel in because her feet are growing very quickly and she won't be able to wear it for 2 minutes, but I've just worked on this like every now and then when I've had a minute today, and I haven't had a lot of minutes because I've been winding yarn with skeins spread over my knees onto the ball winder because my Swift broke. Very sad about it, but I put on Instagram and asked for recommendations, and I've had tons of budget friendly lovely recommendations. Now I just can't decide if I would actually quite like an Amish style one that sits on a, you know, you don't have to clamp it to a worktop, because finding a surface to clamp it to and then clearing that space, and I don't have lots of work surfaces other than the kitchen table. It'd be nice to be able to just sit it on the floor in here, just clamp the ball winder to one of the bookcases and go. So I'm thinking about that now. There's one on, I've seen one for about £9. But if I want an umbrella Swift, there's one on a loop that looked quite good that Charlie of Noodle Soup Yarns I think recommended looking at for I think £44. Knit Picks have one on sale at the moment. Well, it's got like a percentage off. So there's loads of options, and I think I will wait until after Christmas. You never know, I might find a Boxing Day sale. But so yeah, Ellie sock. And then this is the only other knitting I've done. This is gauge swatch for my Weekender sweater. I am getting stitch gauge, but I am not getting row gauge. My row gauge is off by about 1 stitch per inch, which is quite a lot. But I'm thinking that might not matter too much. I like the fabric a lot. It's not too dense, but it's not see-through. I understand why I'm not getting gauge. I'm knitting with an Aran weight yarn. This is a worsted weight pattern, and as far as I know, they're not exactly the same. I know they're most similar, but I don't think they're the same. So gauge swatch for the Weekender. I'm happy with it. I've just read through the pattern. There are a lot of sections that say knit until this many inches or this many centimetres, do this for this many centimetres, do this for this many centimetres. So row gauge should matter less in this pattern, because it doesn't say knit 20 rounds, it says knit until your work measures this much. I'm getting stitch gauge perfectly, so I'm thinking that would be great. And I am also thinking this isn't going to change much when I wash it. It's not going to change when I wash it, because this is 100% acrylic. We are going full budget with this, you guys. I've wound all of the balls, all 8 of the balls, into centre pull cakes. I should have tons left over, maybe even a whole 150 grams. That's fine, I'll make a hat. Actually, I was thinking that my dad might like a hat out of this. I wouldn't normally say for acrylic, but this is incredibly soft, and people like my dad, I can imagine him getting it really dirty in his workshop and then just wanting to bung it in the wash. So this is, yeah, it's Stylecraft Special Aran, and it was £2 a ball. So I bought 8 balls, and I don't mind that I'm going to be hopefully 1.5 balls over, because it cost me £2 a ball. So this entire sweater, plus probably quite a lot of extra yarn, is only going to be £16. So it's fine. Are you okay? Have you got a question? This camera is not pointing at you, it's pointing at me. What's with the face? Are you trying to work out where to hang that washing? Put it over the banister upstairs. Hanging down the top. You can go away now. Bye. Chris, don't just stand there and nod, otherwise I will. Don't give him a finger. Come here. Go away. Anyway, so not getting row gauge, but I'm getting stitch gauge, so I'm happy. I was going to rip this out, but I don't need the yarn, and I don't usually do a gauge swatch because I'm lazy, and I am not a nice shape. I'm an overweight girl. I'm not knitting things, I never knit things that are very tight or like fitted to me, so most of the things I'm knitting are baggy, so I kind of don't care about gauge that much. This time I thought, you know, maybe as a New Year's resolution I might gauge swatch all of the garments I make and keep those gauge swatches. Just as a little memento. So this isn't going to be much longer than this. I'm not going a whole square because I already know what's the point in using up more. So I'm probably just going to cast this off, chop my floats and just keep it in the bag with the project until it's done. And then I think it's tomorrow, Christmas Eve, that you're allowed to cast on for the hashtag 16 weeks of weekender sweat and knit along, hosted by, I think it's 2 people, but it's definitely colourful eclectic. So yay. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed because I'm knackered. I'm gonna have a shower, go to bed. We're gonna do Eddie's Christmas Eve box in the morning tomorrow because Chris has to go to work normal time, so like 8ish. But then I am at work 1:30 till 10:30, which is lovely for Chris's parents as they're having Ellie. They normally have Ellie on the Monday afternoon anyway, but they get her on Christmas Eve, and one of the things in her Christmas Eve box is reindeer food, which Nanny made for her. So she's a very lucky girl. So they'll have fun, but I'm at work. Anyway, so I will see you later.